You have been watching the wrong kind of confidence your entire life. The loud person in the room, the one who talks over everyone, the one who brags about accomplishments and demands attention. You thought that was confidence and you tried to copy it. But that is not confidence. That is insecurity disguised as performance. Real confidence is quiet. It does not announce itself. It does not justify itself. It simply exists. And when powerful people encounter someone with extreme confidence, something strange happens. They become uncomfortable. They become threatened. They become afraid. Niccolò Machiavelli studied power dynamics in Renaissance Italy, where princes, generals, and nobles fought for dominance. He noticed something that society does not want you to know. The most powerful people are not confident. They are skilled at appearing powerful. They have resources, titles, and positions. But strip those away and most are deeply insecure. When someone with genuine extreme confidence enters their world, these powerful people recognize something terrifying. They recognize someone who does not need what they have, someone who cannot be controlled through the normal mechanisms of power. Someone operating from a foundation they cannot shake. Tonight you learn why extreme confidence is the most threatening force in any hierarchy. Not wealth, not violence, not intelligence, but unshakable certainty in your own value. And once you understand this, you will see why developing extreme confidence is the most dangerous thing you can do. Dangerous to everyone who wants to control you. Powerful people build their entire existence on external validation. They need the title to feel important. They need the money to feel secure. They need others to defer to them to feel superior. Their confidence is borrowed from their position. Take away the position, and the confidence collapses. This is why powerful people are obsessed with maintaining and expanding their power. They are not building, they are compensating. The CEO, who needs everyone to know he is the CEO. The politician who constantly reminds you of her authority. The wealthy person who cannot stop mentioning their net worth. These are not confident people. These are terrified people using external markers to cover internal emptiness. Machiavelli saw this clearly. He watched princes who commanded armies, but fell apart when questioned. He saw advisors with immense influence who needed constant reassurance. The powerful are powerful in position, but weak in foundation. Enter someone with extreme confidence. Someone whose sense of value comes from within. Someone who does not need the title, the money, the deference to feel certain of their worth. This person is immediately recognizable to the powerful, and immediately threatening. Why? Because the extremely confident person cannot be controlled through the normal methods. You cannot threaten someone with loss of status if they do not derive their value from status. You cannot manipulate someone with money if their confidence is not tied to wealth. You cannot intimidate someone with authority if they do not need your approval. The extremely confident person has something the powerful person desperately wants but cannot buy. Internal validation, self-sourced certainty, a foundation that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. This is why extreme confidence terrifies even powerful people. It reveals their own weakness by contrast. The powerful maintain control through creating dependency. They want you to need what they can give or take away. Your job, your income, your social standing, your access. When you need these things, you can be controlled. You will modify your behavior to keep them. You will tolerate disrespect to maintain access. You will compromise your values to stay in the game. But the extremely confident person does not play this game. They know their value exists independent of what anyone can give or take. They will walk away from the job if it violates their principles. They will sacrifice income to maintain integrity. They will lose social standing rather than compromise who they are. They will give up access without hesitation if the cost is their self-respect. This behavior is incomprehensible to powerful people. They have spent their entire lives accumulating things they can use to control others. And here is someone those things do not work on. Someone who cannot be bought, cannot be threatened, cannot be manipulated through the standard mechanisms. Machiavelli understood this dynamic perfectly. He wrote about how princes fear men who need nothing from them, because men who need nothing cannot be controlled, and people in power are obsessed with control. When they encounter someone they cannot control, they have only two options: destroy them or avoid them. This is why extremely confident people either rise very fast or get pushed out very quickly. There is no middle ground. Watch what happens. When an extremely confident person enters a room of powerful people, the energy shifts immediately. The powerful people feel it even if they cannot articulate what they are feeling. They sense someone who is not impressed by their power, someone who is not seeking their approval, someone who is evaluating them as equals, or possibly finding them lacking. This is intolerable to people whose entire identity is built on being above others. They will test the confident person immediately. They will try to establish dominance through subtle and not so subtle means. They will name drop to demonstrate their connections. They will mention their accomplishments to establish superiority. They will use their authority to demand deference. The extremely confident person does not react the way they expect. They do not appear impressed. They do not scramble to prove their own worth. They do not defer or seek approval. They simply remain unchanged, calm, certain, unmoved. This is when the powerful person realizes they are dealing with something dangerous, someone who does not recognize their power as meaningful, and this threatens their entire worldview. Extreme confidence is built on three foundations that powerful people rarely possess. The first is self-knowledge. The extremely confident person knows exactly who they are. They know their strengths without exaggeration. They know their weaknesses without shame. They have looked at themselves honestly and accepted what they found. This self-knowledge creates certainty because there is no gap between how they see themselves and reality. Powerful people often lack this foundation. They have created a persona. They project an image. They hide weaknesses and inflate strengths. This creates constant anxiety because maintaining the image requires constant effort. The gap between their true self and their projected self is a vulnerability, and they know it. When they encounter someone with genuine self-knowledge, they recognize what they are missing, and they resent it. The second foundation is outcome independence. The extremely confident person is not attached to specific outcomes. They have preferences, but not dependencies. They want success, but do not need it to feel valuable. They hope for approval, but do not require it to feel worthy. They prefer comfort, but can handle discomfort without breaking. This independence from outcomes makes them fearless in ways that powerful people cannot comprehend. The powerful person needs to win, needs to be right, needs to maintain their position. This need creates fear, fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of humiliation. The extremely confident person feels no such fear because they are not dependent on any particular outcome. They will try, they will compete, they will pursue goals, but their value is not on the line. Win or lose, they remain certain of who they are. The third foundation is principle-based decision-making. The extremely confident person has core principles that govern behavior. These principles are not negotiable regardless of circumstances. They will not violate them for money, for status, for approval, for anything. This makes their behavior predictable in a way that is both reassuring and threatening. Reassuring because you know exactly where they stand. Threatening because they cannot be bargained with. Powerful people operate on incentive-based decision-making. They calculate cost and benefit. They adjust their behavior based on what serves their interests. They compromise principles when the price is right. This is why they assume everyone operates this way. When they encounter someone who will not compromise core principles for any price, they do not understand it. And what powerful people do not understand, they fear. These three foundations create extreme confidence that is unshakable. The extremely confident person cannot be gaslit because they know themselves too well. They cannot be controlled through fear because they are not dependent on specific outcomes. They cannot be bought because their principles are not for sale. This combination is the most powerful force in any hierarchy. more powerful than position, more powerful than wealth, more powerful than violence, because it cannot be taken away. Powerful. People recognize this and it fills them with a specific kind of terror, the terror of irrelevance. Their entire power structure is based on controlling resources that others need: money, access, opportunity, status. But here is someone who does not need these things badly enough to compromise for them. Someone who will walk away. Someone who cannot be added to their collection of controlled people. This threatens the powerful person's sense of reality. If their power does not work on this person, maybe their power is not real. Maybe it is just a shared illusion that only works on people who believe in it. The extremely confident person does not believe in it. They see the emperor has no clothes, and they are not polite enough to pretend otherwise. This is unforgivable. Machiavelli documented how princes dealt with such people. They either elevated them immediately to prevent them from becoming threats, or they destroyed them before they could inspire others. There was never a middle option of coexistence, because extreme confidence is contagious. When others see someone operating with genuine certainty, refusing to be controlled, maintaining principles despite pressure, something awakens in them. They start to question their own deference. They start to wonder why they are tolerating what they tolerate. They start to recognize that the emperor's power only exists because everyone agrees to pretend it does. This is the real terror for powerful people. Not just that one person cannot be controlled, but that one person's example might spread, might inspire others to find their own extreme confidence, might reveal that the entire power structure is based on collective insecurity, and the fear of those in power is that everyone will realize it at once. This is why workplaces push out extremely confident people even when they are highly competent. Why social hierarchies reject them even when they are valuable. Why political systems marginalize them even when they are right. It is not about competence or value or correctness. It is about the threat they represent to the control structure itself. The extremely confident person is living proof that you do not need what the powerful are selling, that you can derive value from within, that you can make principle-based decisions, that you can be outcome independent, that you can know yourself completely and be unashamed. And if everyone realized this, the powerful would lose their power overnight. So what do you do with this knowledge? You have two paths. The first path is to develop extreme confidence quietly and use it strategically. You recognize that displaying it openly in certain environments will get you pushed out, so you hide it. You let powerful people believe they have leverage over you, while internally you remain certain that they do not. You play the game externally while maintaining independence internally. This path allows you to move through power structures without triggering the defensive response. You appear to be controlled while actually being free. You seem to care about the things powerful people use as leverage while secretly being outcome independent. You let them think they understand you while operating from foundations they cannot see. This is the fox strategy. Clever, hidden, strategic. The second path is to display your extreme confidence openly and accept the consequences. You refuse to pretend. You demonstrate outcome independence. You make principle-based decisions publicly. You show that you cannot be controlled. This path will get you pushed out of many environments, but it will also attract certain opportunities and people. Those who are looking for someone who cannot be bought or broken. Those who need someone who will tell truth regardless of consequence. Those who value principle over politics. This is the lion strategy. Bold, visible, uncompromising. Machiavelli would say you need both strategies at different times. Sometimes you must be the fox, hidden and strategic. Sometimes you must be the lion, bold and direct. But you must always maintain the extreme confidence internally. Whether you display it or hide it, you must possess it. Because without it, you will be controlled. With it, you have the option to be controlled or free. You choose based on strategy rather than fear. Building extreme confidence is not about affirmations or positive thinking. Those are tools for people trying to fake confidence they do not feel. Real extreme confidence is built through 3 practices. First, Radical self-honesty. You must look at yourself without illusion. See your strengths clearly without inflation. See your weaknesses clearly without shame. Accept what you find. This creates the foundation of self-knowledge that cannot be shaken by others' opinions because you already know yourself better than they ever will. Second, value clarification. You must identify your core principles, the things you will not compromise regardless of cost. Write them down, test them against scenarios, make them real and specific, then commit to them absolutely. This creates the foundation of principle-based decision-making that makes you unbribable. Third, outcome detachment practice. You must regularly engage in activities where the outcome does not determine your value. Create, compete, attempt, but measure success by whether you stayed true to your principles and gave full effort, not by whether you won. This creates the foundation of outcome independence that eliminates fear. These three practices build real extreme confidence over time, not overnight, not through a seminar, through consistent practice of looking at yourself honestly, clarifying your principles, and detaching your value from outcomes. Do this for 6 months, and you will become someone powerful people find threatening. Do it for a year, and you will be unrecognizable from who you are now. Do it for 5 years, and you will have built something that no one can take from you. A foundation of certainty that exists independent of circumstances. This is what terrifies powerful people, because they spent their whole lives building external power while you built internal certainty. And when the two meet, internal certainty wins, not because it is louder or bigger or more impressive, but because it is real. And real always defeats fake, eventually. You now understand why extreme confidence terrifies even powerful people, because it reveals their weakness, because it cannot be controlled through normal mechanisms, because it threatens to inspire others, because it is based on foundations they do not possess and cannot fake. The powerful have position, they have resources, they have the appearance of strength. But the extremely confident have something more valuable. They have certainty that exists independent of external validation. They know who they are, they know what they stand for. They do not need any particular outcome, and this makes them more powerful than people with all the money and titles in the world. Because they cannot be bought, cannot be broken, cannot be controlled. Start building your extreme confidence today, not to display it necessarily, but to possess it. Look at yourself honestly, clarify your principles, detach from outcomes, practice these until they become your foundation. Then decide whether to be the fox or the lion based on strategy rather than fear. But either way, maintain the certainty internally. Make yourself someone who cannot be controlled through the standard mechanisms of power. Someone who knows their value comes from within. Someone who will walk away rather than compromise core principles. Someone who is outcome independent. Become this, and you will understand why powerful people feel threatened. You will see them recognize what you have that they lack. You will watch them try their usual control methods and find they do not work. You will become dangerous not through aggression, but through certainty. This is Machiavellian power at its deepest level. Not the power to control others, but the power to remain uncontrolled. Your transformation begins now.